here. You've made it to the last step, and I am just so privileged that you have gone through these lessons and really taken to heart what can happen whenever we take God's truth and we really apply it to our lives and to our health. And let's just kind of go over a quick summary of what we've learned in the last 4 steps. We've talked about how it's important to let go of our faith and diets and take hold of God's truth and really trust in God and know that He would act on our behalf. We also talked about how it's important to figure out what our triggers are and why the reasons why we eat and why that applies to us not only in our physical lives but in our spiritual lives too. We talked about how it's important to make truth a daily habit and to really start thinking about what we're thinking about and deciding whether or not those thoughts are even thoughts that we want to keep having and how to replace those with God's thoughts about us. And we also talked about how we can start looking at success in a different way, maybe throwing out that scale and start to view our success based on our obedience to the Lord. This 5th step is what I like to call a GPS system. Now, I remember when GPS systems first came out, and they were the kind that you suction cupped onto your windshield, and this man or woman would talk to you. And I don't know if you named your electronics, but I named my GPS system Lulu. And Lulu quickly became my best friend because not only did she give me detailed instructions on how to get to where I needed to be, but anytime that I made a wrong turn, and trust me, that happened a lot in my driving, I would take a wrong turn and she would say rerouting, and she would get me back to where I needed to be. She'd get me back on track. We need a GPS system in our road to health and to freedom, and that GPS system is God's Word. Sometimes we forget that God's Word isn't just for our spiritual lives, but it's for our physical health, it's for our emotional and mental well-being, and whenever we apply God's truth to our lives in that way, that is when we start reaping the benefits of real freedom. The last thing that I want for you is to go through this series and break free from emotional eating, only to find that after a couple of weeks, you fall back into those bad habits and end up right back where you started. And that's the reason why I created my new 90-day program. It's called Faith, Food, Freedom. And for 12 weeks, we'll work together to heal your relationship with food and your body so that you can truly transform from the inside out. I want so badly for you to experience the beauty and the joy-filled life that comes from bringing the Lord into your health. Now, I want you to imagine if you woke up every morning and instead of dreading getting on the scale and trying to figure out what to make for breakfast that day, you woke up excited and expectant to see what God is going to do in your life and the lives of those you love, because that is possible for you. I base all of my coaching on the foundation of God's Word. So every single step in this program is based on God's truth, and I'm excited to share it with you. So I want to invite you to click the button below this video so that you can find out more information. And if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. There's a place where you can book a free call with me. I'd love to share more of my heart with you and answer any questions that you have. Now, I know it can be intimidating and scary even to put yourself first and to really invest in your health, but I want to remind you of something. Anytime that you take God's Word and you learn it and you apply it to your lives, that time and that effort is never going to be in vain. You will always reap the benefits of learning His Word and applying it to your life. The enemy tricks us sometimes into thinking that if we invest anything into our health or bettering ourselves, that we're being selfish. But I think he does that, and he tries to shame us into that because he knows what a powerful difference we can make in the lives of our kids if they see a mom who's whole and healthy and has a healthy body image. And sometimes we tell ourselves that we are doing a good job of hiding maybe our negative self-image from our kids, or we're thinking that they don't see what we're doing. But trust me when I say that they see it. They see you feeling bad about yourself in a dressing room, or they see you making one meal for yourself and a different meal for the rest of your family. They see it, they see your struggle, and they're going to do what they see you do. And I know that you would never wish something like that on your kids. So don't go waste the time and try another dozen diets. The biggest impact that you can make on your kids is to give them a front row seat so they can see what it looks like whenever somebody takes God at His word, really applies God's truth to their lives, and comes out free and transformed by the power of God's grace. I promise you that by the end of our time working together, that you will have experienced the freedom and peace that you only dream about right now. And that's a freedom and peace that is part of your right as a child of God. So if you're ready to make that dream a reality, if you're ready to let go of diets and really bring the Lord into your health and see lasting change, then I am so excited for you. I'm excited for a transformation that's going to take place that you might not even think is possible yet. You know, there's times in my life that I call turning points, and they are those decisions that seem kind of small at the time, but they end up changing my life. And I'm excited for you because this could be a turning point right now in your life if you let it. I want you to look back at this moment a year from now and think, wow, I took a leap of faith and God showed up big time in my life. I want that so badly for you. I know what it feels like to be free, and I want that for you. So I'm so excited to connect with you some more. I wanted just to take a second really quick to say thank you for watching all these videos. They really come from a deep place in my heart, and it's a place that knows where you are because I've been there. And now I would love the privilege to take you to where you want to be. So I can't wait to connect with you some more. I will talk to you soon.